Hello, my name is GTIP Pro, and welcome back to Sandbox Saturday. Today we will be launching a model Soyuz rocket that I built. I hadn't seen anybody use this rocket, the engine design that I'm using, so I decided to do it myself, since I had not seen anybody else using the Rapier engines on liquid fuel or on closed cycle mode as the engines for the Soyuz, plus those whatever the side ones are called that control like attitude. No, yeah, those little side ones that have the gimbaling on. And we continue upwards. We have Valentina Kerman piloting this because Valentina was named after one of the Russian cosmonauts, who I believe was the first woman to either get into space or to orbit the Earth. Not sure which one. I think I'll look that up now. Yes, Valentina Tereshkova. I know I butchered that name, but that was the first woman to fly into space, and that's who Valentina Kerman is supposed to be not modeled after, but supposed to represent or something like that. And here we go, we're just continuing on upwards. And Valentina, or whatever her last name is, she flew on Vostok 6, and yeah, that's as far as I got to researching it. Now, we're doing our gravity turn now, and Valentina's in the corner just acting calm, unlike Jeb or Bill or Bob or any of the other people would be doing right now. Any of the other Kerbals would do right now. They would all be freaking out, like either Bob or Bill, whichever one's the scientist, would be just crapping their pants right now. Then Jeb would just be smiling ear to ear, and the other one would just be, I don't really know, probably doing somewhere between Jeb and Bill, or Jeb and Bob. Can't remember which one's the scientist and which one's the engineer. And here we go, we're time accelerating out a bit till we burn out, or the stage burns out. And this will take a while. And our Apple Apps is, I can't read it because it's light green on light blue, or light green on white. Okay, now I can see it, it's 34 kilometers. And our periapse is negative 500 kilometers, or 580 kilometers, negative 580. So yeah, if we run out of fuel before orbit, we're gonna die, possibly, unless the parachute works. Okay, now here we go. This was supposed to be modeled after the modern Soyuz capsule, but the correct size capsule for the design I wanted to make only held one Kerbal, so I just had to work with it. And here we have beauty shots, and we're getting up higher into the atmosphere. And I had the struts, I think it was like 16 struts doing the V pattern, or the V-like pattern around between the first stage and second stage boosters, which is, I believe, so that the engines can be on very low power on the second stage. I think it was something like that, so they didn't have to ignite it in flight. Or at least that was something I heard about. Now we ditched the fairing since we're high enough to not need the fairing anymore. And there's, I think that's as round of a spacecraft as I can make in stock without using a 1.5 billion fairings. So we have the orbital module, which is the top part with the docking port on the end. Then we have the return capsule, that's the middle part. Then the bottom part, that's right connected to the decoupler. That's the what's it called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the orbital part, the return part, and then I can't remember. Let me look it up. Okay, the bottom part is the instrumentation and service module, the middle part is the descent module, and then the top part is the orbital module, which has the docking port on it. And our spacecraft is way overbuilt, so we don't actually need, so we still have the second stage booster up with us, even though we're close to getting into orbit. I don't remember the actual flight path of that the Soyuz usually takes, but I'm pretty sure this is not it. I'm almost certain it's not it. And we're burning at full thrust with our second stage to get ourselves into orbit. I'm pretty sure this is not the flight path it would take, the Soyuz would usually take. This is highly inefficient, and in real life rockets, they try to be as efficient as possible so they don't have to spend billions more dollars than they need to. And here we go, or possibly millions, just a lot more money than they need to. And we're in an orbit, just not a stable orbit. And I'm time warping to apoaps so we can get a more efficient burn. Now am I ditching? No, I'm not. Now we're just going to burn the last bit of our. Now we're at our orbit, and we're in a stable orbit. We're just not circular. So we have 120 kilometers by 100 kilometers, and we're time warping over to the apoaps. And it's in the dark, so you can't see a thing. I should probably install ambient light adjustment mod, or whatever that one's called, if it's updated for 1.2.2, I believe. Yeah, 1.2.2. Okay, we're almost at our apoaps, so we're going to slow down and start doing our correction burn. But first, we're dropping our second stage because we don't need it. We overbuilt our rocket, so we can just drop that and leave it as debris. Would have been nicer if it was going to crash into the ground, but oh well. And now we're doing our correction burn, or our circularization. So we have a 23 kilometer by 20 kilometer, 120 kilometer by about 120 kilometer now, since we corrected with our RCS. And that's a pretty good orbit for now. So I think we're going to keep that orbit. And we're just going to time warp around a few times to complete a few orbits, and then we can head back down to the Space Center. There's the second stage floating away from us. Over there on that marker. That's the marker. And we are under, or we went under the, no wait, I tried to time warp faster, but we're too low to time warp faster. That's what it was. Now we keep doing a few more orbits. Okay, I guess this is the time we're going to burn to lower our periaps into the atmosphere. And texture glitches on the fairing, bottom of the fairing. Since I put two of them inside each other, the textures just do not know what to do about that. And now we tilt ourselves more radial in so that we can ditch one section down low, or the orbital section lower than us, and the surface module above us, so they won't hit us, hopefully. So we probably, to do that better, we could have just pointed one normal and one anti-normal, and that would have made sure that they wouldn't have hit us. Now we're back into the atmosphere, so we quickly turn retrograde so our heat shield is facing forward, or facing towards where the heat will be coming from the re-entry. And we physics warp to a lower point in the atmosphere. There's a KSC right down just underneath the nav ball now. And RCS is on. We're going to use that to slow ourselves down as much as we can until we run out of RCS fuel. And we're out of RCS fuel, so we can just aero brake the rest of the way. Then there's the KSC down there. That's the lights on the end of the what's called continent. And here we go. We have the nice re-entry effect trail, which is that's one mod that activates it, but I believe it's in stock game. It's just not activated in stock game. That's what I heard, at least. And now we are going slow enough to not have all the re-entry effects anymore. And I think our parachutes will be coming out any second now. There goes our drogue chute and our main chute. Now the drogue chute's deployed. And we should be going about 35 meters per second now since the drogue chute's deployed. And then when the main chute opens, we should be going less than 6 meters per second. So there we go, and we should be going less than 6 meters per second now. And we are touching down on the dark side, so that's great. Just means it's harder to see, and we're in the ocean about a while away from the KSC. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and sharing would help a lot. Thank you. Goodbye.